Hello, Dave Hurst here, C2 of Athena Security, and today I want to talk to you about using Athena's impact monitor with SolarWinds Orion NCM. If you're already an Orion NCM user, you know that it can alert you when network devices change. But was that change good or bad? Athena's impact monitor can automatically assess changes to firewall and router configurations and tell you what was the meaning of that change. Let's see how it works. Athena's impact monitor integrates FirePAC and Orion NCM. Orion detects when device configurations have changed and stores a backup of the new configuration. FirePAC compares the new configuration with the previous version and looks for any changes in your security posture. If any of your predefined security checks fail, you are automatically notified that a potential security risk was introduced into your network. FirePAC's offline analysis allows you to quickly isolate the root cause of a risk without injecting any packets into your network or touching the live configurations. You can use this monitoring of device changes to maintain continuous compliance with your security policy. Using the FirePAC plus Orion NCM system, you can spend less time actively testing the network or waiting for an auditor to tell you that your changes from the last period have opened new exposures. You can take a proactive stance on change management without spending any extra time to troubleshoot or analyze what happened. If you see something that you don't like, the details to fix the problem are extremely handy and readily available and can be sent automatically to the appropriate firewall specialist. Let's start with a brief tour of the FirePAC interface. On the left is the firewall inventory. This lists all of the firewalls and routers that have been imported into FirePAC and are available for analysis. Selecting one of these, I can display the details of the configuration. Here we see the security rules displayed in a standardized tabular format, showing each rule's source, destination, and service parameters. The rules are searchable by object name or by IP address or port value. For example, I can type in the string DMZ star into the source field and find all the rules that refer to an object name that starts with the string DMZ. The NAT Rules tab presents the address translations in a very easy to understand format. It shows the source, destination, and service, and then the translated source, translated destination, and translated service for each address translation rule. The NATs are also searchable by original or translated address values. The Network Objects tab shows the definitions of the network objects along with their members. It too is searchable by name or by value. Service Objects tab does the same for service objects. The Interfaces tab shows all of the network interfaces associated with the device. This lets you associate a zone with each interface, and these are used by the Security Audit module to determine directionality of traffic flow in the security checks. The Native Configs tab shows the native command line configuration file as it was retrieved from the device. As you can see, the information contained in the Firewall Details tab allows you to conveniently explore and pinpoint rules of interest in a single firewall or across a group of devices, including mixed vendor environments. Using the integration with SolarWinds Orion NCM makes it very easy to update device configurations in FirePAC. When I import a new firewall configuration, I can select the Import from NCM Repository import method. This asks me to provide the authentication parameters required to connect to Orion. And then FirePAC displays the devices stored in the Orion NCM repository. I can select the device or devices I want to import, and FirePAC will retrieve them from Orion. Having completed the initial import, I can now schedule an update task to pull the device configuration from Orion on a regular basis. The scheduler dialog allows me to specify the time when the task will execute, how frequently it will execute, and how many times. In this case, I'll pull the config at 1 a.m. every day with no end date. The new task is now displayed in the tasks view, and I can see when the next scheduled update will run. Now let's look at FirePAC's security audit capabilities. FirePAC provides over 120 best practices derived from industry guidelines and recommendations out of the box. These identify where dangerous or potentially risky services are being allowed through your firewalls and into your network. These checks can be customized to suit your company's security policies in a variety of ways. Suppose, for example, that for some reason you have to allow HTTP from the Internet into your internal network. You know it's a risk, and you don't care to have FirePAC telling you about it all the time. So you can turn off the check, and it will not be evaluated, and you won't receive notifications on it. You can also modify existing checks and even create new ones. You can specify the criticality of the check, the directionality of the traffic between zones, and specify lists of sources, destinations, and services to check. This is a very flexible and customizable feature, allowing you to tailor the security checks to enforce your specific corporate policies. The Impact Monitor allows you to schedule the security audit to run on a regular basis, and to automatically notify you when changes in a device's configuration cause a security check to be flagged. I'll select the firewalls from the inventory that I want monitored, and click on the Impact Monitor button. I can select from several reports, including the Rule and Object Differences report, which identifies changes to rule and object definitions and the effect they have on firewall behavior. The Security Audit Comparison report, which identifies deviations from security policy, and the Traffic Flow Differences report, which identifies differences in the traffic allowed through the firewall. In this case, I'll select the Security Audit Comparison report. Then I'm asked to provide a list of email addresses that will receive notifications if Impact Monitor detects an issue. And finally, the Scheduler dialog lets me specify the starting time for the task, how frequently it recurs, and how many times it will run. As before, the task is listed in the Tasks view here. Now, I've received an email alert from Impact Monitor. To see the details of the alert, I'll view the Security Audit Comparison report. Here we see each of the security checks listed. In this column are the results for the previous configuration, and this one shows the results for the new configuration. In this check, C31, we see that it previously passed and now it has failed. So a change was made that created a risk in our security posture. To see more information, I can drill into the details. This shows me the rule trails for the check, identifying the specific rules that caused this check to be flagged. Athena's change analysis understands how the combination of rules and different configuration elements act upon the firewall to affect traffic flows. This understanding of firewall behavior tells a much richer story about security posture than simply flagging rules based on syntax. It can proactively identify problems that traffic logs may never catch, and it dramatically reduces the amount of data that needs to be reviewed. As we have seen, Athena's Impact Monitor integrates with SolarWinds Orion NCM and allows you to automatically assess changes in firewall and router configurations to identify traffic differences and security risks. You can be the first to know if a change in your firewall has introduced a new security risk. Using the two products together allows you to convert your configuration management repository into an intelligent security monitoring system. For more information about Impact Monitor or Athena's other firewall and network solutions, please visit our website at www.athenasecurity.net or send an email to sales@athenasecurity.net. And thanks for watching.